New year, new you. We're going over the most popular hair trends you'll want to embrace this new year. For years, we have seen cuts like the shag, the butterfly, the wolf cut dominate this list, but I'm really happy to report that this year we are seeing more trends that are about how we wear our hair and not just the cut alone. I'll be going over each trend, which is best for your own face shape, as well as going over styling tips and keywords you can share with your stylist to get your perfect cut this new year. Are you ready? Let's go. Let's start with trend one, long layers with a polished look and slight texture. So what I love about this cut is that it can be found on all lengths of hair, whether it is a long bob, mid-length, or a long length cut. It's more about the amount of layers you have and how you style your hair. Because it can be worn in several lengths, it makes it very versatile, which I love. And it also works for every single face shape. Hair lengths that are mid to long length, wider shapes like square, round, and pear. The longer layers are going to flow down past your widest points, helping to elongate the face. And specifically in square shapes, the long layers can often create contrast with your strong angles, softening them a bit. Narrow shapes like oblong and oval, because long layers typically land right at or just below the jawline, it keeps the eye from traveling further down, where if you didn't have any layers, it would create the illusion of more length in your shape because that eye would just continue to go down the rest of the hair. Lastly, heart and diamond shapes, the layers that gather below the jawline can help add the illusion of more width here. The long layers still allow you to have movement in your hair without making the overall style hard to manage. You'll find this year that this style is not meant to be worn poker straight or with too much volume, but somewhere that's just right in the middle. Overly straight styles or super big hair can tend to create a look that's a little dated maybe. So think about how it is that your hair naturally lays and think about how you can just slightly enhance it to make it a little bit better. So a leave-in conditioner, a styling product of your choice, a blowout brush, followed by some hairspray are going to be your key items to get your hair to have a polished, sleek look while still creating movement in the hair for texture. If you're going to wave or curl it, you'll want to use a larger barrel curling iron to create that effortlessly waved look. For this style of cut, you'll want to tell your stylist that you want long layers that start just above or below your jawline, depending on the length of your hair. Describe that you want a face frame that is long enough that you can tuck behind your ears or pull back easily away from your face. Express that you want movement in your hair that flows without layers that are too short. This verbiage will let your stylist know exactly what you want. And also I'm going to be emailing out a PDF guide of all of the photos used in today's video to my email list. I write verbiage with each cut that you can show to discuss with your stylist so you can get what you want. If you're not already on my email list and you would like a guide of the photos, be sure to sign up. I have a link to my website in the description and comment below, so make sure you sign up and you'll get your own guide. Bangs are going to be such a trend this coming year. They are the perfect way to instantly change your entire hairstyle with cutting the least amount of hair. So they can enhance the eyes and cheekbones, give you a youthful look and feel to your style, and can just really frame the face so nicely. The Birkin style, bottleneck, and A-frame bang seem to be what's most popular this coming year. These bangs allow for us to see a little through to the forehead, and then they angle down through the brow bone into the temples to create that A-shape feel. We see this style of bang on Dakota Johnson all of the time. Mia Goth has been wearing them as well, and I think that they just both look amazing with bangs. Now, what face shape suits bangs best? So bangs can be quite versatile, and technically they do work for each shape, but I think it's more important to pay attention to your facial thirds when deciding on bangs. So quickly, your face is broken up into three parts: your top, middle, and lower third. So some of you may find that your facial proportions are quite even, and others you may have more length in the top half or the lower half, or maybe even in the middle. So those of you with even proportions, bangs are super versatile for you because there is flow between each proportion. They work great. It's all just going to come down to personal preference on whether you like or you don't like bangs, sort of just in general. Those of you with more length in your top third, bangs can work well to minimize the length in your top third and create balance through the rest of your face, allowing your other features to shine. And then those of you with more length in your middle and lower third, I think it's all just personal preference. So Kourtney Kardashian, she just recently cut bangs, and I'm kind of not sure how I feel about them. Most of her length is all in her middle and lower third, so the eye just naturally goes there without bangs. So in a way, I feel like the bangs almost make her face look a little bigger than it naturally is. I don't think it's terrible. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. If you like them on her or not, be sure to let me know in the comments. But understanding your proportions, it really helps give you more insight on how bangs can alter your shape. The thing that is nice though about this style of bang that is trending this year is that they do offer texture and that peekaboo through your forehead, so you really kind of can make them work. You can push them more full towards the center if you want them to look more full, I should say, or you can keep them more open to stick to that A-frame look, so they are very versatile. As for bangs that are cut right at or below your eyebrows that lightly expose your forehead in the center, be sure you express you want them to naturally angle down into the rest of your face frame. Bobs are always in, let's be honest, they never really leave, but this year we are seeing a major shift from those super sharp blunt cuts that we've seen in previous years. So this year it's all about the lived-in textured bob. So same as I mentioned in trend 1 with the long layers, bobs this year we want to see some natural movement and natural texture, nothing too stiff or super straight. Think soft, airy, and almost like a imperfect on purpose look. This is amazing news because 1, it means your grow out phase, should you choose at some point, is going to be much easier, and 2, your daily styling doesn't have to be so precise. So like with our long layer cuts mentioned in trend 1, you'll want to use a leave-in conditioner, styling product of your choice, a blowout brush, some hairspray, and you are good to go. If you need to flat iron to tame stubborn hair types, opt for a lower heat on your iron to prevent the hair from being too straight, or you can use a heated round brush that does wonders on bobs as well to smooth the hair while keeping shape. So what face shapes do best with what types of bobs? For my round, square, and pear face shapes, you're gonna probably want to lean toward a long bob, so the lob territory. So keeping the length an inch or 2 below the chin, it just draws the eye down a little bit more to elongate your face. If you wanna go shorter, just make sure that it is a lived-in textured bob, and that's gonna work really well too for square jawlines, as it's going to soften these corners and your angles. For oblong and oval shapes, you can go shorter. A chin length textured bob is fantastic for you because it adds width and volume horizontally, which balances out the length of your face. For heart and diamond shapes, this trend is your best friend. A textured bob that hits right at the chin, fills in the space around your narrow jawline, creating beautiful symmetry with your wider cheekbones and forehead. I also have to mention a specific style that is gaining popularity online, the Korean bob, which is also known as the 2-in-1 haircut. So this is a very fun mention because it's very different and unique, but I have to stress this is only ideal for women with very thick hair. The 2-in-1 concept is where the stylist cuts the underneath section of your hair short like a true bob. So it's going to be right off of the shoulders, but it leaves the rest of your hair longer to fall over it. It's basically a more glamorous version of the undercut from back in the day, if you will. So you get your long hair with layers one day, but then if you're feeling bored, you can pull up your hair into a bun and it looks like you have a bob cut. For my girls with incredibly thick, heavy hair who feel like a traditional bob, maybe makes your hair look too poofy or triangle-like, this is your answer. It removes about 50% of the bulk underneath, so the hair lays flat and sleek, but you still get that bob silhouette. And if you have fine or thin hair, definitely skip this technique as it will take away too much density for you. For the general textured bob, ask your stylist for a bob with textured or point cut ends. You want to specifically say, I don't want a blunt line. I want soft, lived-in movement Ask for internal layering to remove weight so it doesn't look heavy. If you're asking for the Korean 2-in-1 and you have the thick hair for it, ask for a disconnected undercut bob where the underneath is debulked significantly, allowing the top layers to lay smooth, and be specific about where you want the bob part of your cut to land lengthwise. And finally, our last trend, millennials, get ready, say it with me, side parts are back. I feel like Gen Z has just gone so hard with trying to shame a side part, but what is not to love? And I am so happy we're seeing an open arms return to them. They may have never left me, but we are seeing a soft side and deep side part coming back in full swing. And why I love this is that you can try this today in your bathroom mirror for free. It creates instant volume at the root, and it gives you an immediate facelift without cutting a single strand of hair. Side parts are instant magic for square and round faces. A side part draws the eye diagonally across the face, which pairs well with your bold jaw. They also create the illusion of length and angles on a round face. For oval and oblong faces, a side part works well too, but you might not want to go too deep if you're concerned about adding more length to your shape. Side parts in your shapes will also create the illusion of angles through your face and enhance your cheekbones with much more enhancement and shine than a middle part. Heart and diamond shapes, you pretty much have free reign over soft or choosing for a deep side part. Either are gonna look great on you. It will all just depend on what you're feeling that day when you go to style your hair. Since this is mostly styling, you don't need a specific cut, but if you're committed to this look, ask your stylist to cut your face framing layers while your hair is parted to the side you wear it. You do not want them to cut your hair with it parted down the middle. I hope you guys are excited for your new hair this year. It feels like we are finally moving into an era of hair that is easier to manage and more about your personal texture. Don't forget, if you want the visual guide with the photos that I've shown in this video to take to your next appointment, the link to join my email list is right below in the description and pinned comment. Each photo has verbiage that you can share with your stylist to make sure you get the exact cut you want. I really hope you enjoyed this week's video. Drop a heart emoji in the comments if you did. And for now, I'll leave you with an option to hear more about where to part your hair or what hair colors work best for you in this new year. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.